Dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years. But thanks to games, the format I'm using for this documentary is Jurassic World Evolution. Welcome to Extinct, a Jurassic documentary. We started our adventure 155 million years ago. A land of sauropods. A land of sauropods. Of course, sauropods never made it past the mid-Triassic. On top of sauropods, there are little dinosaurs, like Drysaurus. Now, of course, the main predators of this time are Allosaurus. A 2-ton predator, she has a heavy bite. We will be following this female through some of her life. But we won't be following only the Allo. We will also be following the Drysaurus and one of the sauropods. From each species. The Camarasaurus was a Jurassic sauropod, a very large one in fact. I don't know their weight exactly, but they weighed around 10 tons, I think. Now, of course, you're going to see dryos everywhere because they're part of the ecosystem. These are what allos prey on. Dang it, I messed up. I just set it to this while I was setting it up, while I was setting up the documentary. So this kind of a behind the scenes and a documentary. This Allosaurus. Our Allosaurus seems to be taking a walk. Of course, being the 2-ton predator she is, nothing will want to mess with her. Except, of course, if this is the male, then a possible mate. Unfortunately, the problem with allos are they're very territorial. So there's not a very good chance. Look at the teeth on Allosaurus. The teeth on the Allosaurus are big. Very big. I don't know the exact size again, but anyway. Here we have some of the dryos taking a nice little drink. Now, of course, I don't know if those are a part of the herd, or maybe there's a separate herd that they may be a part of. Who knows? But over here is one of the largest herds, made up of many dryos. too many for me to count. Just in this area alone, there's many, and I mean many dragons. This is a look around from above. But over the rest of the world, these dryos like to hang around the swamps. The swamps can be turned dangerous if the water gets turned up too much. But another thing is the lush amounts of forest covering the islands. Covering the area. No matter where you go, you'll see a lot of forest. Of course, there are the Great Salt Flats. These areas are very dangerous because a dinosaur can die of heat stroke if it's not careful. Now we are coming back up on the Diplodocus. These giants are one of the things that Allosaurus will hunt. Although they reach sizes too big for it, when fully grown, Diplodocus is too big for Allosaurus to hunt it. So the Allosaurus tries to hunt the juveniles. Unfortunately for the Allo, the mom Diplodocuses, they lay their eggs in the forest. So Allosaurus won't try its luck in there. Unfortunately, that leaves it to the likes of Ornitholestes, the babies. Unfortunately, there's no Ornitholestes here. The herd consists of 9 adults. Nearby, we join the Brackies again. Looking like a giraffe when they drink, Brackies are possibly the biggest animal in this area. Maybe rivaled by the size of Camarasaurus. Look at that. Over there seems to be an Allo. Of course, the Allo scares all the small herbivores, like the Gyriosaurus. Unfortunately, being the only small herbivores in this area, Gyriosaurus is also another one that Allosaurus will hunt. But the Camarasaurs aren't worried. Being 2 times the size of Allosaurus, they have no worries of being hunted. The Allosaurus picks up the scent of something. It's picked up the scent of another Allo. Being in almost the same area, all 3 of them could be competition. Fortunately for them, there's enough food to go around. The crests of the allosaurs are fluorescent red, not signaling any gender, more as a decoration of sorts. Unfortunately, all aloes have these, so it's hard to tell a male from a female. Allosaurus not being known as much like the likes of T-Rex or Triceratops, is often left in the dust, not making its first appearance in the Jurassic Park franchise until Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Being constantly left in the dust and not being too well known, Allosaurus has an unfair burden behind it. Here in the lake, you can spot some dryos taking a nice little swim. Of course, the lake isn't that deep, so they can stand in the water without it being too high. And now we see the Brachiosaurus eating. A beautiful creature, in my opinion. Brachiosaurus is the most intriguing here, to me, to say the least. But here we see the Dryo still walking around in the lake. In fact, more join them. Across the lake, you can see an owl sleeping by the Camaros. And even further off in the distance, you can see another aloe by the Dryos, causing them to run off in fear. It roars, signaling its presence. Now we should really see what it's like inside the Camarasaurus herd, seeing that we haven't spent much time with them. Of course, we spent the most amount of time with the owls and looking at the scenery. This Camarasaurus has 3 Camarasaurs are heading to the water to get a drink while one is still eating. There's a 5th one somewhere. And there she is. Of course, there's a couple Dryos around. But you'll find them everywhere. Like, seriously, everywhere. There's tons of them in and around over there. Now let's catch back up with that other Dryo group. Still enjoying the swamp, the Dryos don't have to move far to get food. This group of Dryos has called this area their territory. So they're going to do whatever they want in this territory. This Dryo seems to be running with another one of them. She's very fast for something small. Of course, she wants food, so it's food that she'll get. Looking very cute, Dryos can run fast. That helps them when there's an owl nearby. A lot of the other Dryos are kind of running around in their own separate areas. Now let's check in with the Diplodocus. Of course, they also aren't afraid of the owl. Here we catch a rare glimpse of the Dryos socializing. Of course, they live in groups, so they're very social animals. They can live in groups of up to 25. What do you think they're talking about? Now, of course, the social session ends eventually. So it looks like this Dryo is staying somewhat with the herd. Of course, being surrounded by your own species helps, especially when Big Bad Allosaurus comes knocking on your door. Of course, the Dryo starts socializing. Being all over the place, the Dryos have a survival advantage, on top of the other two that they have, which includes running. Running is their best survival strategy. It also helps to live in herds too, these Dryos, we were lucky to see 2 socializations in 2 minutes. We normally have to wait a few hours to see one. Now, of course, not in real life hours, in game hours. Where she runs off, this little Dryo female runs off to join in on the eating. Look at this, a small migration of the Diplodocus. They've now met up with the Brachiosaurus. But uh-oh, what's this? There's an aloe heading the way of the Dryos. This could be bad, mainly for the Dryos, because they're bite-sized snacks to the aloes. Well, of course they can be bite-sized snacks. But of course, when there's other sources of food, you don't need to pick on the small ones. It's especially not worth it when they can outrun you. Of course, over there's a Dryo. And there. Oh wait, that's a Brachie. And there. And there. Of course, trials are all over the place. You can find them in mass numbers. They're a common game to dinosaurs. This concludes Extinct, a Jurassic documentary. Next time, join us as we head to the Cretaceous to experience the life of T-Rex, Triceratops, and all the other dinosaurs that have